Now let's dive deeper into configuring transitions. This section has several subsections, where we will learn about the various parts of a transition as shown in the menu. But first, let's see the types of transitions and how they are created. Here is our example of the house building workflow again. A regular transition is a link between two statuses that enables an issue to move from one status to another. In order for an issue to move between two statuses, a transition must exist. And it is a one-way link, so if an issue needs to move back and forth between two statuses, two links need to be created. In this example, Start Design transition goes from New Plan to InDesign. If we wanted to go back to New Plan, we would have to create a different transition. You can also reuse transitions, and these are called common transitions. Notice that you can cancel the project when in design phase. This sets the status to completed. This transition probably prompts the user for some input, like the reason for canceling, comments, and sets the resolution field to project canceled. It may notify outside contractors and do other post-processing. But you also need the option to cancel the project when in estimation phase. Instead of creating a second transition with identical configurations, you can simply choose to reuse the one that was configured earlier. This makes it easier to maintain in the future and less error-prone when business requirements change. If you want a particular transition that goes from every status to a certain status, you can either reuse the same transition over and over, or you can create a global transition. Global transitions allow every other status in the workflow to transition to the selected status. In our case, there is a global transition to on hold status, so you can put a project on hold at any time. Note the black All indicator beside the on hold status, which indicates a global transition. To create one, you select the option Allow all statuses to transition to this one in the Status panel. Finally, transitions don't have to change the status of an issue. They can simply loop back to the same status. These are called self-reflecting transitions or looping transitions. For example, while in estimation stage, you may need to re-estimate multiple times through different companies, or perhaps due to budgetary constraints. No matter how many times you estimate, the status should stay the same. You may have a transition screen pop up during this looping transition that allows the user to add, update, or delete various field values, like the total cost, and add comments. To create such transitions, you simply make the From status and the To status the same. One common use of such self-reflecting transitions is to allow only some users to edit one or more restricted fields, which are available only on a transition screen which is hidden by a permission condition. We will look at such an example once we learn more about conditions and transition screens.